So I read something today from Course in Miracles. Jesus talking to me, to us, to you, to everyone, to everything. And I can be in complete peace for as long as I need to, for as long as I want to, eternally, because I am eternal. Everything else that steals that peace is a story that you believe to be true, but at the end it's just a story. And you don't see it as a story because you identify it with it so much, because it's what you are experiencing right now in your reality, that you feel as though this is real and this is what you're going through. And so it's not a story because you're experiencing it right now. But if you take a minute and consider the possibility that maybe, it could be a story, because everything that is experienced in your life that you think is your reality is a creation of thought. And depending on what your thought about you and about how you see yourself is, this is what you live every day. How you perceive yourself will determine your experience in life. So the way to change the reality that you don't like is changing your perception about yourself in this moment. Realizing your grandeur, realizing that grandiosity is made and grandiosity has an opposite, and grandiosity is only a cover for despair. However, grandeur is what you are, comes created from God, and so it doesn't have duality, it doesn't have an opposite. It's all there is. And if you keep your focus on your grandeur, on who you really are, your perception of you completely shifts to another level. It changes. And any idea or thought that comes to your head saying that you are less than perfect will look so ridiculous, because you will see your grandeur, you will see upon what God created, what you are. And you are beyond words to explain what you are. You are beyond anything that I can say on this recording, or anybody, or the wisest person can say in this lifetime, in this world, because the vocabulary does not explain the intensity and the content of your grandeur, of how amazingly, incredibly, unbelievably huge, amazingly holy you are, and perfect you are. And there's no words to describe my grandeur, your grandeur, what we are. So looking upon the truth about ourselves will change our reality and will attract what we desire, because we will not block in what we desire anymore, as we often do. When a doubt comes and we let it in, we're blocking the manifestation of the reality that we want to experience. So we're the only uncooperative component in the creation when we block what we want by believing that we're less than perfect, by believing that we're guilty. We crucified ourselves by believing that we're guilty, because we're not guilty, we're guiltlessness itself. So if you choose to believe you're guilty, then believe it, go ahead, it's your choice, because you're free to choose what you want. And you will have your reasons to believe that you're guilty, and you will have your reasons to defend that position. Reasons will always be reasons. Reasons will always be reasons, and that's all they are. And you can choose to believe that they are powerful and convincing enough for you to believe in your own guilt. Or you can choose to believe that you are guiltlessness because God created you, and what God created is perfect. God cannot create anything that is not perfect, because He's God. So He can only create perfection. He's God. He cannot create imperfect things or creatures or whatever. He cannot. It's impossible because He's perfect Himself. He's holy. So everything that comes from God is perfect. All creation is perfect. All creation is harmony. And you are perfect as you are in this moment. And you are not your body and your judgments about your body. And you are not your mind and the ideas that come to your mind. You are none of that. You experience all of it, but you're not it. Because you are beyond everything that you experience. And unless there is a change in perception of who you are, you will continue recreating the same perceived reality that you live today, whatever it is that you live today, because your perception about you justifies your reality. But if you realize that really you are perfect, and oh my God, it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing because you are in the mind of God, and there's no disruption, there's nothing, there's no interruption that you allow to change that, because you know that anything that says otherwise comes from the ego. The ego tries to defend, the ego tries to justify, the ego tries to well, not tries, the ego always deceives, because the ego doesn't know how to love. It just doesn't know how to love. It doesn't. Just give love to your ego every time it comes an idea of doubt about who you are, an idea of fear or anything. Just give it love and let it go, and know that you're not it. Knowing that you're not it makes a whole difference, because you know when they come, they have no power over you, because you know you're not it. So it's just an idea that's coming by, and you're not it at all. And so knowing that you're not it sets you free completely to continue in this continuous eternal state of peace, regardless of the attack that comes from the ego, regardless of the thoughts that